Hello there, Seraphim 17 once again. This is my Give Me God of War walkthrough, and we're taking on the boss of the location we were just in, and he's called Daudi Hamarr, which I believe that Corey Barlog mentioned that each of these names is meant to be some kind of rough runic or fjordic translation of something, of the old language. So if one were to guess, one would probably think that that probably means, and that's a lot of probablys here, the probability's off the charts, but it's, if I were to guess, something along the lines of Death Hammer, some kind of, you know, scary hammer man is this man's name. And he is a troll, and the trolls all carry the same unfortunate problem, which is that they were designed to have like 3 moves, and each of these moves is incredibly well telegraphed, incredibly easy to dodge, and almost non-threatening. The most dangerous aspect of this fight, other than perhaps your inexperience with the game, is the environment, is the fact that if you get stuck on any of these pillars that he's breaking, you will be clipping on them and not able to get around him when you want to run past his attacks or when you want to dodge and things, and you might get hit in the AoEs. That is the only real danger here. There is no enemy spawns, thankfully. There's no additional bullshit. It's just an overly simple enemy in a game of overly simple enemies. And he suffers because the majority of the bosses in this game are these trolls. They're these palette-swapped, different elementals, slightly augmented versions of each other, which all kind of carry the same stigma, which is the same weakness, and it can oftentimes make them feel like it's the same boss fight, and incredibly lazy in the grand scheme of things. And it's unfortunate, because I do think that the enemy itself looks great, and I do think that the animation for killing it's pretty cool, even though there's only one of them. But when you really look into the grand pantheon of God of War, this guy is like a Cyclops. This guy is one of the bigger, larger enemies you fight quite a lot, and after a while they lose their impressiveness. However, in this game, because there are so few bosses and so few memorable bosses, that these guys kind of stand as boss fights, and when you compare them to the old games, they don't stand up very well. But that's the strategy on how to beat him, guys. Bait his jump, punish him with the Executioner's Cleave, use your runic attacks, and that will be the end of that particular boss fight. And then now all we have to do is complete our objective of freeing the dragon who is trapped here. And to do that, we're going to be doing a little bit more exploration, breaking some statues, and I believe that the majority of that's going to be on the next video. Because I want to segment the boss videos for the people if you are struggling with them, and one thing I always like to put out there, guys, because I never want it to be demoralizing anyway, if I say something is easy and I have an easy time with something, that does not mean it is easy or that you will have an easy time with it. Difficulty is too subjective for that. I'm just trying to hopefully express that you should not fear these enemies or these bosses because they're easy to exploit. Once again, that's a bad turn of frame. There's a very simple way of exploiting them that once you get comfortable and confident with it, you yourself will then call easy as well. So don't feel bad if you're struggling, guys. Don't feel bad if you're having a rough time. We all have rough times before we learn not to, and that is the point of struggling, that is the point of suffering, and that is the point of the higher difficulty being the great teacher that it is. That on the other side you will come out a much better player. Thank you very much for watching, and you take care now.